Here we are at a rehearsal of Bates' latest production, a multidisciplinary play based on a poem he wrote called The Girl in the Poem.
It's a play, but it's a poem. It's me letting people get a view inside my struggle with creating metaphors, utilizing my life. And it came at a point where I was in a couple of relationships with women, and I was asked and I had to decide whether to be honest or not. So I was honest, so that they did understand there were more people in my life. But one of them said, hey, look, man, don't write about me. So for years I struggled not to do it. And so then I thought about that when other people would ask me sometimes, well, who's the chick in this poem? Who's the chick in that poem? So I just said, well, wait a minute. Well, then, okay, I'll write a poem about that. So I wrote a poem called The Girl in the Poem. And I said, well, you know what, there's some interesting metaphors in here. It deals with the spiritual sense, the struggles of man, relationships. And so I said, well, let me just let people take a glimpse into why this came about.
Mixing various art forms has been a hallmark of Bates since his days in college. And The Girl in the Poem blends music, dance, poetry, drama, and video into one performance. The Girl in the Poem stars newcomer Nicole Michelle and actress/producer and writer Minwan DeVoe. DeVoe, who has appeared in episodes of The Parkers and the film Notorious, plays Natalie, one of two women in love with the male lead, Cyrus, who was played by Bates.
I kind of can really relate to her because you have this emotion as a woman. When we get involved, we are attached. We wear our heart on our sleeve. And Natalie is that character where she's like the caretaker, but at the same time she's driven, she's pounding her pavement, she's gonna make her dreams come true. And she has this significant other who is an artist, and we know how that is when you're dealing with artists, because artists can be weird. But he has a problem with infidelity. And she's heartbroken, and so she's just going through these different emotions. He's always doing these different things with his writing and writing stuff about other women, but never really about her, and that hurts her. And I mean, I know that so many women in this world can relate to a man breaking their heart, but the same token, she stays.
Opposite Natalie is the third leg of this love triangle, Saffron, played by Indianapolis singer Nicole Michelle.
She's like very streetwise, but she's very poetic at the same time. So it causes her to have this like mysterious exterior, I guess, to her, and it grabs the attention of this man, Cyrus. Cyrus is actually involved with another woman at the time, and he ends up falling for me, and I fall for him, but I don't realize he has another girl, pretty much, and then we end up coming to that, and then from that point on, that's what you guys will see on stage, kind of like going through that whole situation, dealing with it.
Both DeVoe and Michelle agree this play, with its familiar love tussle, is anything but common. There's no fighting and cursing, just three people honestly exploring the intense emotional complexities of what happens when one person falls in love with two people at the same time.
It's a lot more realistic in the sense that not everybody gets crazy and like pops off when they find out stuff. Like some people really think about things, are more introverted, and they really think about situations. And in this situation, they both can't get mad because they've fallen so hard, like in this love, that they really can't get mad at each other for not wanting to be out of it when they find out. So it kind of gives like the other side, like I'm not about to hurt you or fight you or anything. It's like I kind of accept where I am. I'm not completely okay with it, but I'm dealing with it because of my feelings.
I'm talking to both of them, telling them the truth and stuff, and had to face myself, man. That was huge, having to say, look, but I want you all to stay. Like, I love both of you, you know what I mean? And I don't know how to ask either one of you to leave. So I said, well, let me write about that and expose myself, challenge myself. How far can I go into myself artistically and creatively and still tell the truth? And this is what The Girl in the Poem is actually about.